Get ready to add a burst of vibrant floral energy to your planners. Introducing Petals and Posies, my latest digital paper kit designed to make your August planning sessions more enjoyable than ever. Join me as we infuse our planners with the beauty of blooming flowers, creating a delightful and inspiring planner experience. Join me as I share my July pages, and together we'll embark on a creative journey, infusing the August signature with vibrant ephemera. But that's not all. I finally also have another book review for you. In this kit, Petals and Posies, you'll find 12 vibrant floral journal pages, including 8 designs with sentiments and 4 versatile backgrounds, perfect for adding journaling or other visual elements. Additionally, I've included undated planner pages and ephemera pages to enhance your planning or journaling experience. All of these pages are available both in A4 and US letter formats, so please make sure you select the right format when purchasing the kit. You can find all the relevant links below this video, including my Plan With Me playlist for 2023, in which I've also shared a video demonstrating how I created the paper bag cover planner that I will be working in today. Let's dive into the world of Petals and Posies and have fun planning for August. So you've seen the kit digitally. You saw all those vibrant colors. I have all my ephemera prepared here already. But first, let me show you the July pages, or at least some of the July pages, because I actually have a lot of videos coming up in which we create pages in my July signature together. So I don't want to spoil the surprise of those, but there are some things I can show you. So we've done this together in the Plan With Me July video. So if you want to see that, please check the playlist below. In this little bag, I just added the instructions in German for the sketchbook Hamburg project. If you're interested in that, how I tried to transform a little sketchbook into a junk journal, I will have that video linked for you down below as well. So that lives in here. Here I just wrote my to-dos right on the page because there was a big white spot here, perfect for that. These we've done together in another video as well. You can find that one linked below. Love this handle. We made this from scratch, so have a look if you want to see how to do that. Then I've added this tuck spot from my Lemon Birds kit, and I added this tag. Added the noted here, which was also part of the kit, and a fabric tab on top, and I have my to-dos on the back here. This is the week we are in now. This you've seen. This is a tag of my mom, who I made into a dragonfly mom with dragonfly wings, and I made a more modern version of the vintage photo that I had. There's a whole separate video on this as well, which I will also link for you below. This is made out of the packaging of my favorite chocolate. Then I added another pocket from the kit here, and I added this die cut here just to add another fun element. I added one of the blank labels from the kit and stamped to do on here, and I have my to-do list on the back. Then I have a whole spread. There's a whole lot going on in here, but I can't show you because those pages are coming up in a couple of videos soon, so stay tuned for those. But I can show you this. So this is the other side of the paper bag. I added some distress sprays and some stenciling, some stamping. I added In the Garden, which was part of the Tim Holtz Chatterbox stickers. I added this die cut, which I sprayed and glazed. Added some Tim Holtz washi tape that I never thought I would use because it's sparkly And this seemed to be the perfect page. I'm so happy I didn't get rid of it. On the other side, I have another die cut. I have some white gesso in the background. I have some stenciling. I have some book pages in the back and another one of those sentiments from the Chatterbox. Again, this die cut is sprayed and glazed. And both this and this die are from the Sizzix Thinlits set by Olivia Roy or Rogue. I cannot actually read that. I think it's Rogue. Anyway, the number is 666257. So these are really lovely as well. This is what they look like. Then I added a belly band here, one of these tickets, and some backdrop paper underneath. Then I experimented for the first time with some mica flakes. You see them? I don't know what I was doing. I was just experimenting on how to adhere these because that was not so easy. I wanted to adhere them without having a glossy background, but I couldn't use my matte medium because if I used matte medium and then put the matte medium also over them, obviously the shine of the mica flakes would be gone. So I ended up actually taking each mica flake and adding a bit of art glitter glue and then gluing it on, which is not the most efficient way to do it. So I need to do some more experiments with that. Inside the belly band, I have this journaling card from the kit, and this is where my to-dos will go. I just added a little bit of sprays on the back here. I really like how that looks. Nice and grungy. And then this actually, how you're now getting a sneak peek because this is also a video coming very, very soon. It's actually a double belly band and we'll be making that together along with this coin envelope. So this is my intro page for August. As always, this here, the name of the month, is made with this die set. It's by Sizzix and Tim Holtz, and the number is 661178. The quote here says, "Happiness held is the seed, happiness shared is the flower," by John Harrigan. Then I have my August monthly page where I stamped all of these. Then we have a fun little flap here. You know, in the meantime, that I love these odd pages. And I already have a video planned for what to do with this, so stay tuned for that. I have my tracker. And then we have the weekly pages. This quote says, "Flowers are like friends, they bring color to your world." And this kit for me has Frida Kahlo vibes because of the vibrant colors, the florals, even the quotes, because Frida added a lot of quotes to her work and in her journals. So this for me is Frida. So if I were to make, or let's say when I finally make my Frida Kahlo journal, I think these are definitely backgrounds I would use. So this is the second week. As always, I have 1 week less because mine starts with August 7th because I have the other one from the July kit going up until August 6th. So if you're starting with August, you would probably have another one of these pages in your planner. So we have another fun page here. "There are always flowers for those who want to see them," by Henry Matisse. In this middle spread, I added photos of my sketchbook Hamburg project, which of course I no longer have because it is sent in, and Florian, the initiator of this project, has scanned it and it's now on the Sketchbook Hamburg website. I will link that for you again below in case you want to look at mine and also other sketchbooks. And my sketchbook is number 159. As one of you commented under that video, how fun would it have been if it would have been 149 instead of 59, but I'm happy with this anyway. So I'm so happy to have these photos here because that way I remember what they look like. It's also nice to have this contrast of very bright colors, and then this is a lot more calming for me. Then I have some more blank space to play on. And then we have this week, it says take time to smell the roses. And then we have the last week going up until September 3. So obviously this is all hand stamped because the calendar pages are blank. So you can adapt them to any month you wish. We have an envelope here. I have some stenciling on that. And this stencil is by Studio Light. I think the series is called Bold and Bright, and the name of this one is Pac-Man, which I think is just a great name. And this one has the quote, "If you look the right way, you can see that the whole world is a garden," by Frances Hodgson Barnett. I have a challenge using this kit in this way in my planner that I wouldn't have if I was adding these to a journal. And the reason being is that you see everything is very colorful. The background pages, the ephemera. So for example, if I take this tag and I want to add it to my pages, for me, this is too much. So I think it's nice to have either this with more neutral ephemera on top, or you have more neutral pages like this and then you have a bang of color. In a journal, obviously, I would have more neutral pages where these would be so nice. But of course, I want to make this work for my planner. So I think the best way to do that is to combine it with neutral pages. So I'm going to be using some pages from this book. I have already taken the cover off, and this is a book about French and English trade correspondence, and it's from 1900. So I think these will make great pages to work on. So I will take some out. So let's figure out what do we actually want to do. First of all, I want to make maybe a tuck spot up here because I need a space to put my to-dos on this page. So my thought is to take a book page or maybe even a double book page. No, they're actually sturdy enough. If this was very thin, I would definitely glue 2 pages together. Just thinking, do I want a corner tuck spot or do I want like a pocket up here? I also don't want to cover up too much of the flowers, so I think I'll just do a corner tuck spot and I'll first just trim down the edges here. Okay, and then I think I'll just tear it. I'm going to prop this up a little bit to make it easier to work on. And how about we tear this a little bit more to give it a little more character, and just fold those ends like that. Then let's ink those edges up. I'm using walnut stain, which has been my favorite now for quite a long time. I always used to use Vintage Photo, but somehow I really like this tone of brown more. It's less reddish. Really loving this. I think I also want to add some stitching, so I'll take it to my sewing machine. Alternatively, if you don't have a sewing machine, you could just do some faux stitching with a black marker, or you can also add some faux stitching with a stamp. There are beautiful stamps which have stitching on them. I don't have any, but if you search for them, I'm sure you will find some. So I decided on a pink thread to match my spread. And now I'll just glue that down. Then I want to add this journaling card for my to-dos. And again, I don't just want to add it in here because that's too much for me. So I want to back it with some coffee dyed paper. This effect was achieved by spraying coffee first, and then I had some puddles here into which I added, I think it was watercolor. That's the blue here. And then I added some fine-grained salt. And so then you have these beautiful crater kind of things. Almost looks like the moon surface or something. I have a whole playlist where I show you different techniques of coffee paper dyeing. I will link that playlist for you below in case you want to check that out. And I think this will make a fun background for my card. Maybe this part right here. So I'll cut a part out so that this will be framed. So then I have this, and again I want to just grunge up those edges a little bit for some more character. Let's even crumple up the edges a little bit. Then I'm inking those up with walnut stain again. So then I can add my journaling card to my background. And I've also inked up the back side here, but this is still a bit plain, even though it's just for my to-dos, which I obviously want to be able to read. But I do want a little bit more interest here, so I think I'll add some stenciling using this fun Pac-Man stencil. Such a nice versatile pattern. I'll stick to my walnut stain and use my makeup brush. That way I think I can get a fairly light design, even though it's quite a dark color. Or maybe we do two different colors. Let's add another color down here. I'll use speckled egg. Oops, I moved it. No. Maybe we can make these two blend into each other. Not so bad. I think it's still light enough to write on, and it has a little bit of interest. Then I'll take a part of this book page that I cut off and I'll stamp this way the word important with my black stays on ink. Maybe I should stamp on a flat surface. Much better. Should we sew around this? Let's do it. So I again used the pink thread, and of course I wasn't watching the back side, and of course now I went right over the important, which isn't so bad. It looks actually a bit worse in real than it does on camera, but I decided to make another sign, and I'll just glue that over the other one. That's better. Okay, this now can go in here. Then this here still looks a bit plain for me. So let's see if I can add some embellishments to that. So I have this little basket here with scraps and die cuts and things like that. This again was one of the experiments with the mica flakes. For this one, I've adhered the mica flakes by adding some transparent embossing powder underneath, which is fine as well. Kind of interesting. Then I have these, which I really like. That's from the same die set I just showed you before by Sizzix. And I added some embossing glaze on these as well. But I don't think, I mean, the color would be perfect with this color here. No, I don't really like it. If we cut this off, wouldn't be the worst. Not sure. We have this little twig here. If we cut some of that off, no, other way around, like that. I also have some flower dies. These are from Action, so unfortunately you won't be able to get these. they have products only for a while and then they're gone. So even if you're in a country that has Action, I doubt you'd be able to find these exact ones. What if we took a part of this one, that, and maybe dyed that in a different color? That seems like a really good option. Let's see if there's anything else. I don't think I want a label. Maybe something like this, or so this here, that's also kind of fun. Although the colors, I mean, I guess it would work. Yeah, that would also be kind of fun, maybe with some splattering. That's an option. What about something like this? Colors, again, I think would work pretty well. Let's see. I love using these negatives of dyes. Or do we just do the flowers? We could glaze them. I think I have a glaze in this color. All right, let's try that. Didn't want a very vibrant coverage. I would use just the speckled egg ink pad and my makeup brush, but I think I want it to be a little more intense, so I'll use the spray instead. Alternatively, obviously, you can use acrylic paints or watercolor paints. So I dried that with my heat tool, and I also want to add a little bit of green. So I'll try some peeled paint. I don't have that in a spray form, so I'll just add it with my makeup brush here on the bottom where the leaves are. Then I want to get some nice oxide effect by adding some water splatters. So I'm pressing very lightly here. Actually, maybe better to do it with my hand. I'll get bigger drops that way. And then let's blot those with a paper towel. And hopefully we'll get a cool effect. I don't see it here. Of course, it always depends on the paper you're using. This was a 200 GSM paper. It wasn't watercolor paper or anything. But we do see a nice effect down here. I do like that a lot. Let's add some glaze on top of that. So I'll add my Distress Embossing dabber. I've learned in the meantime that you're supposed to store these on its cap so that the glycerin can run down into the felt. The worst thing you can do is to squeeze this, because then apparently a whole blob will come out and ruin everything. So don't do that. I could just use clear embossing powder, but let's try the Speckled Egg Distress Embossing Glaze to see how the colors change, especially this green. I'm very curious about. If you wanted a shine, you don't have any embossing tools, I would suggest to use a varnish or a glossy gel medium or something like that. Okay, we have this. So now let's melt the powder. So this is what we have once everything has melted. Oh, I see here some spots where I either didn't have enough powder or it's not melted. I have the feeling the glazes take a lot longer to melt than the regular powders. Still, I'm happy with this. I'm going to leave it as is. So we need to take this left flower off. And now these can go here. I think just like that. So I'll cut this part off too. And then I'll add a label saying "Get it done" right there. Super happy with this. Love how these neutral colors toned down the whole spread. So let's move on and maybe do one more thing. So we have this fun page here. I think this is a good shape to add one of the large tags. That's too much. No. Oh, this could be nice. Actually, that's perfect with the gratitude here. This will symbolize my gratitude towards you, my amazing viewer, to thank you for watching my videos, for sticking with me, and for being part of this amazing community. I don't know what my life would look like without you, and I don't ever want to imagine it. So this is just perfect. But I want to again add it to another background that I can make a grungy edge. I want some of this showing here. Never hurts to add just a little bit of grunge. So I'll cut around this. So I will glue this down first and then it will be easier to cut around it. Let's see what my basket has. If we could add anything else. Heart would be nice, but I don't know that I have a heart. I mean, I have a heart. Thank goodness I have a heart, but maybe not in here. Oh, look, I have a heart. Maybe I do like the butterfly idea. I have several. These are from wallpapers. This was my digital kit Lulu and Simba printed on canvas and then added some gold paint on top. Very fancy butterfly. So originally I wanted the heart. It is cute. I do like that a lot. Let's just audition the butterflies to make sure we're not missing out. Also not bad. Bit big though. This would be a smaller version. Yeah. Not loving that. And we have the fancy butterfly. That's kind of cool, but I think it kind of defeats the purpose of trying to get more neutral onto these spreads because this is just adding more bam. So should we just go with the heart, which was my initial thought. So let's glue on our tag first. I like this here. Paper products, soaps, and synthetic detergents, janitorial supplies. I just love it. And I'm wondering if, before we add this heart here, what if we tried adding a bit of cheesecloth underneath? Yes, and maybe even some black thread to make it really stand out. Not sure about the black thread. Maybe a turquoise thread. That's more friendly, isn't it? Okay, since that was such a quick one, let's add a pocket to this as well for the to-dos. Bonus page, so to say. So again, I want to make it more neutral. So I'll add a book page down here to put my to-dos into. We also have this cute little envelope. What if we add this in the front? I'll tear it here. I have it like this. We can stick something in here, but first we need to do something with this blank backside. How about we add some book page to that? It's a little bit crooked, but I can live with that. The whole thing is folded crookedly, I have the feeling. My bad when I folded this. Let's ink it up. Okay, so we have the envelope. That can go here. We're also going to make those look more worn. Ink around those edges. Sewed around it as well, and as you can see, I tore it a little bit here. Not on purpose, but it totally works with our grungy look. It was meant to be. So we have our little envelope. Let's see what it would look like if we add some more cheesecloth underneath. Yes, that works for me. Then maybe there's something else I can add, like down here, like a little strip or something. So I'm going to take my wooden trays where I have all of these like tiny bits. I haven't played with these in a while. I want something sewn, something like this, but maybe a little different. But something like this might also be cool. Let's keep that in mind. This might also work. Piece of lace. I have this one, which I could tear down a little bit because that seems a bit wide. I guess I've used up most of mine. Oh, there's a good one. I need to do more of these. This is so cool to have on hand if you just want to add a little touch of stitching when it's already done for you and you just have to glue it. That always makes me happy. So hopefully one of these will do the trick. See the lace? Yeah, nope. Do like the idea of this in a shorter version. Might look pretty cool. This is pretty nice if I tear it down a little bit more. What about a lighter color? Oh, I think I like the lighter color better. So let me tear this. This is the one. And I also think it needs some gold splatters. Have you missed them? Oh yeah, let's add some here. No idea what's going to happen here. I might end up covering it all up, but for now it makes me happy. So then in my Plan With Me September video, you'll see the rest of the August pages as they have progressed. I will probably add this journaling card in here for my to-dos, but again, I will probably add some neutral papers around it. And now it's time for my book review. So I read the book Penance by Kanai Minato. And this is a psychological thriller. So a group of young girls are approached by a stranger and the encounter will haunt them for the rest of their lives. Hours later after that incident, one of them is dead. The surviving girls are the only ones who can identify the killer, but none of them can remember his face. So of course, driven mad by grief, the victim's mother demands the girls find the murderer or else atone for their crimes. If they do neither, she will have her revenge and she will make all of them pay. So like Confessions, Kanai Minato's debut, which I read as well, Penance is a dark story of revenge and psychological trauma with many reveals and twists. Penance, for those whose mother tongue might not be English, is the punishment that one makes oneself suffer to show that one is sorry for a wrong action. So the story is told through the point of view of Emily's 4 friends from the day of the fateful incident until 15 years later when they are adults. All 4 of them have their own trauma because of that incident. And what makes Kanai Minato's writing so compelling, I believe, is the depth of the characters, their life stories, their motivations, and of course, their suffering. So this book is about trauma, apology, and forgiveness, which each character struggles with. It's more about the psychology of the characters than the mystery of who killed Emily, while her book Confessions was more about karma and revenge. Both books were total page turners for me, and I gave Confessions 5 stars and I give Penance 4.5 because I enjoyed the karma and revenge plot just a little bit more. I definitely recommend both books if you're into psychological thrillers, and I hope more of Kanai Minato's books will be translated from Japanese soon. So I am currently in my last signature. That means I need to make a new journal for September. I'm excited for that, but sad at the same time. Because I really enjoyed this one. but it's time to move on. Thank you for joining me in this planning adventure with my Petals and Posies digital paper kit. I hope these vibrant, blooming designs bring a burst of color to your planners and inspire you to stay organized throughout August. Stay tuned for more Plan With Me videos and creative content coming your way. Until next time, happy planning. Love you guys. Mwah, mwah. Thank you for joining me in this planning adventure with my Petals and Posies digital paper kit. I hope these vibrant, blooming designs bring a burst of color to your planners and inspire you to stay organized throughout August. Stay tuned for more Plan With Me videos and creative content coming your way. Until next time, happy planning. Love you guys.